So in 2025, we actually were home in our Dallas home for 29 days. We went to visit 11 countries, 17 US states. We also visited 34 total cities all around the world and went to a total of 14 in-person events and 6 online events. And in this video, as a matter of fact, we're actually also in Singapore right now, where I actually am at another airport. There visit, yes. If you haven't visited Singapore, amazing city. And then this airport is obviously the number one airport in the world. If you look at it, it's called Changi Airport. It's like you come here, you don't even have to, you don't want to leave. You don't even have to leave. It's got everything here, hotels, you got massages, food, and all kinds of stuff. Part of this channel for us is we're going to share with you how we have really became like what I call anywhere entrepreneurs, not just an entrepreneur, but an entrepreneur that can live and work and earn from anywhere, have an amazing lifestyle, and having a business to fund and fuel that. And I'm going to share with you in this video that when did we do this? Me and Phyllis will walk you through when did we start doing this? Why did we do it? And how are we able to do that? How are we able to fund and fuel this? And then what do we do every single day that allows us to maintain this lifestyle that we've been living, quite honest, for the last 10 years? Phyllis is right there. My beautiful wife is right there. Hey. And then hopefully it'll inspire you to find your when should you start your version. It might be similar to this. It might be exactly like ours. And why? Maybe you discover your why and how you can actually be able to do that and what you actually need to do. Phyllis?
Hi. What would you like me to share?
Yeah. First question would be, when did we start doing this? Like when did we start traveling abroad? We traveled some here and there in the US, but when we really made a decision to say we're going to travel more, and then we decided to make our first like major trip was to Singapore. And that was, I think, about 12 years ago, if I'm in correct. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think we've been together for about 21 years. The first, and I would say the first, so 21 years, 12 years ago, that means it's 8 years. For the first 8 years, we just only work. C's actually put work as like the biggest thing ever. We just work. And what really changed the dial is when my mother got into breast cancer, stage 3. And at that moment, I was like, hey, what is life if I could not go home to help my mom, right? Keep my family company. And that's when I make a decision. I think that's the very first decision, which is no matter what, I will be going back to Singapore to take care of, to spend Chinese New Year with them. And ever since that one decision that have changed, it changed our life because now we have different primary questions, different questions to really fun and fill our life instead of business come first, everything will come second. Because everybody always talk about pay now, play later. But then what one thing that we realize more and more nowadays is a lot of people, that's what everybody believe, and they say, let's do that. But then when you're 60 or 70, you don't have the energy to go travel. That's what my mom said.
Not even, and not even 60 or 70. Like when you do that, like we did, you're right. Like for the first 8 years of being together, we worked hard, and you got to work. I'm not saying that you should work, but just that language alone, pay now, play later. That's such a hard way of doing things. And in terms of why, so she shared when we started about 12 years ago when Alexander was 1 years old. But yeah, about 11, almost 12 years ago. And so the why behind all of it is I now know, like I look back and we have to work. We get it. We have to build a career, build a professional, build a business. But it could be done an easy way with ease and grace, like Phyllis always talks about with ease and grace, because it does not have to be hard at all when you have some clarity and you're not in this box that kind of the world conditions us to be in to kind of like shape our identity of who we want to be, right? When we grow up, things like that. And I had a lot of voids in my life. I grew up with very little. My parents were not even middle class. They weren't like starving poor, but they were poor and they didn't have much. So there was a lot of things that I didn't get a chance to buy, didn't get a chance to see, didn't get a chance to do. So to fill that void, I had to get like successful. I think that's where most of us end up almost of our lives is when we shape our identity of I have to be successful in my career or business then I'll be worthy. Then I am enough. And that was my fuel that drove me all the time. And it is a fuel. But then if you continuously do that, the fuel runs out. Just like anything else, where the vehicle you choose can run out. Our why is really we just wanted to like just be with each other more. Right? We wanted to live more. The key is beyond like the connection and the relationship with our sons now, two sons, and me and my wife and her family and my family as well, and friends and all that stuff. Yes, that's important. That's important. But what I really realized was the vital part was, how do you want to live? Who do you want to be as a person outside of all of that? All that's important. But what's vital is like you really discover this is not the way to live life. This is not life on your terms. This is, how do you want to be in the world, in this world? Who do you want to be in this world? So we said, what's happiness like? So that's really our fuel to live this way. Was we decided that was not a happy life formula. We had this blueprint that didn't match what we would consider our life conditions at that time. So either you do two things, you change your life conditions or you change the blueprint. So we did both. We changed our blueprint. It's like, this is not the blueprint we want to follow to work. If you think about how the world shapes us, you go to school for 20 to 25 years, depending, what degree you want to get. And then you work for 40 years and then you retire and you have the remaining 10 or 15 years to live but your very best life. That formula is to me, it's such a scam. It's such a scam. Think about that. So what did we do? We changed our blueprint. We said, how do we live now, not just 10 or 15 years of the rest of our life? How do we live like that now? How do we live and be happy and fulfilled and spend time with each other and do what we want to do, when we want to do, go where we want, when we want, stay as long as we want, bring as many people as we can. So that's what we changed our blueprint.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the reason why we're doing this channel, we're already doing pretty well on what we need to do, in our life. It's just that I just really realized that we all have a box, and we didn't realize that we have a box, and we never question what is in the box. And I just want people to be aware of, don't wait till when you're 60, you're like, oh man, there's this thing that I wanted to do. You can actually do it when you're 20, when you're 30. And there's actually more and more people that is doing it earlier on in their life, which we're really happy about. And if you're not doing that right now, then you wanted to ask yourself, if this is always my question, if something really happened to me tomorrow, what are some of the regrets that I have? One of the top regrets that people always say is, I wish I'm happier. I wish that I live a better life. I wish I'm not doing what other people expect of me and just do me. And I used to do that before when I was 38. That's the life that I live. I just live for everybody else and just wasn't happy. Everybody else is happy, I think. But then I realized everybody else is not happy either. So I'm not sure what I'm doing this for. And there's some people that say, oh, this is selfish or this is selfless. I think in order for you to be selfless, you need to be selfish first. You need to take care of yourself. Then you can take care of other people, because you cannot pour out from an empty cup. You have to fill yourself up first. And then you'll be able to fulfill other people. And just like what C's is saying right now, we're in Changi Airport. We're heading to Japan because we're heading back to the US. So we're going to do a 5-day trip in Japan. And who knows? My mom and my sisters decided to join us. So they're already in Japan and we're going to go meet with them. So now I want you to know, there's no work life balance. There's only work life integration. Whatever you want in your life, just decide and then make it happen. And I know you have the power to make it happen too.
Yeah, you shared something, Bronnie Ware. She wrote that book, "Regrets of the Dying." Yeah, there's 5 top regrets, and if you caught what I said a little bit earlier, the formula for happiness, which is what we learned from Tony Robbins, one of our mentors, right, at David Destiny, is that happiness is when your life conditions match your blueprint, right? And unhappiness is when your life conditions don't match your blueprint. So that's essentially what me and Phyllis did. At that time, we had a blueprint, the box that was conditioned to who to be and what to do and all those things. And but like we realized that our life conditions was not aligned with that blueprint. So we chose to say, okay, either you have to take action and change your life conditions to match that current blueprint, or you change your blueprint. And that's what we did. We changed our blueprint. So we said, if time and money was not an issue, how would we be living? Not what we're going to be doing. What's the work, the career, the business we want to build? No, what's happiness now? So we said, we want to go where we want, when we want, stay as long as we want, bring as many people as we want. So that's our why, and contribute more to the world, give back more to the world than we take, and be love and connection and growth. We grow as people, grow as business owners, grow as husband and wife, and as people, as men and women. So we started living that way first. So that's literally our why. So I encourage you to really sit down and decide, like we did, was like enough is enough. We're gonna do this now. So that's when we started. When our son Alexander was about 1 years old, and the why behind it, just I sit down and what's your why? If time, like for you as well, a similar question maybe you need to ask yourself is if time and money was not an issue in your life anymore, how would you be living? Who are you spending time with? Where are you going? Why are you there? What are you doing there? And how did you get all of those things maybe need to be answered or ultimately fulfillment. So and then once you get that clear, because clarity is key, once you get clarity around that, like me, what me and my wife did, then we said, how do we do this? We know what we have to do this now, when, why, we know our big why. And then we said, how do we make this happen, honey? And then in 2020, when we transitioned out of so we've also been entrepreneurs for 20 years. We literally just got 20 years in December 3rd of this year of 2025. We started our business December 3rd, 2005. And 20 years, 15 years into that, about 5 years ago, as COVID was happening, right before COVID was happening, actually, we decided to go offline to online. So that was one of the decision makers of why we went online to build the business. We said we now need a how. We now need a vehicle that can fund and fuel this dream life, this lifestyle that we want to live. And then we said online's the best way because if we ran our business traditionally, like how we did before, offline, then brick and mortar, we wouldn't be able to go where we want when we want, stay as long as we want, bring as many people as we want. So we shifted 100% online. And I started my business coaching. So I have clients all over the world in different states and different countries and different cities. And I coach them how to take what they love and what they learn and what they've lived, essentially getting them to identify that they are their greatest asset that they actually own, the most valuable asset, and turn that into an offer and how to market it, how to sell it, how to build communities, how to create low ticket, high ticket offers. That's what I do. And how to shoot videos and be comfortable and confident in their own skin and seeing them as really high value, creating as much value as they possibly can for the marketplace from their own value, from themselves. And then my wife started a VA business, which is one of the main reasons also of how we're able to do this, which is leverage. We have this 3-step process that talks about it. First, you got to start with living your dream life first, and then love your dream business, and then leverage your dream team. So I'm going to share with her how she integrates our team into our how that we needed to accomplish this to make sure that we can live our dream life.
Is that a question for me?
Yeah, like, Jeff, how do we do it? How do we leverage our team? We built our business. We built a business we love. I built a business I love. I love my business. She loves her business as well. We have two separate businesses. Hers is a virtual assistance agency, and she'll share a little information about that. But then also, she can share how we integrate our team. How do we do that third step, which is how do we leverage our dream team to be able to live our dream life and love our dream business?
Yeah, I apologize. I'm not feeling overly well today, so I might be a little zoning in and zoning out. As for dream team, I think dream life, dream team, dream business, the very first thing is who is your dream you? What would you like to be? Right? When the money and time is not an issue and there's no stress, there's nothing, right? Right in front of Santa Claus. Who do you really want to be? What do you really want to do? I think just start with that first. I think we all come almost pre-packaged. Okay, families, you must do this, you need to do that, and this, that, whatever. So you just stack on and just build this box that you didn't even know that it exists. So I think the very first thing is, what do you like to do? As for me, Phyllis, I really like to do as minimal as possible. And I like to be the think tank. I'm the one that's innovate. I'm the visionary. I figure things out. I curate, and then my team just complete them and make sure that we follow a system. And I think that's really what works for me. And if you have not really take some time to get to know yourself, who you really are, I strongly suggest you to do that. Whether it is through some assessment, personality assessment, human design, this profile, enneagram, 5 love language, get to know as much as possible about you. I remember at the very beginning when I get to know myself, I don't even know who I am. And I was like, wow, this assessment is really accurate. And it put words in my mouth on how I operate, and then I just send it to my team and say, "This is who I am." So now we need to hire people that either complete me or just magnify me. People who complete me, probably somebody who's polar opposite of me. Since I like to create, I need somebody who can complete me, which is technically Monique. And I don't really like to do sales as much, but I'm really great at sales. So in order for me to enhance my sales department, we we have hired my cousin Valerie. She's running my sales department, doing all the sales call. So it enhanced me on that sense. So same thing for you. It's think about it. The number one thing that you need to know is you have the power to change. You have the power to build a dream team. You have the power to make everything that you want happen. The question is, do you have the courage to do it? Are you going to put a lot of effort to make it work? Because it is different from everybody else. One of my best friend, he just like to stay home. He doesn't like to travel. For me, I love to travel almost every day because I like to get my kids to go see the world. But which one is right? Which one is wrong? There's nothing right, nothing wrong. It's just whatever that works for you. So what would that be for you? I would say start something simple. What do you like? How would you like to live your life? And start from there. And then slowly but surely just build the team out. For me, if I don't have to work, I don't. If I can delegate, I delegate. Working in the business doesn't fill me up at all. So I know myself very well. And I'm totally okay with my team failing forward as long as they are learning and they're going to make the system better. I'm totally good with that. So with that, I'm already be able to build a team and a business that fund and fuel myself.
Yeah. So when you did you hear what Phyllis said? She said, change your language. And then you take your language, your word, the words, the story you tell yourself about your dream life, and then you turn that into activities. And then that activity is your how. And then you turn those activities into numbers where you can then manage your business by the numbers. The how aspect of it is, I'll just share with you guys very simple. Think of it this way. You have something that you love, okay, something that you're super passionate about. Second is you have something that like your expertise that you can turn into your profession. You have people that you can help. There's people out there in the marketplace that you know you can help. Or maybe if you really think about it, you might also be doing something already for free. People already coming to you for free to get something or to get knowledge or learn something or ask you questions. That's probably already happening. And just find out what that is. You're like, oh, I've been doing this thing and people come to me all the time for this. Why don't I, how can I monetize this profession? Turn that into people. And then in terms of your income, you just create an offer. You create because that's valuable. It might sometimes like for you, it might be something you do so like unconscious competency that you feel like who would buy this for me? I have a friend who teaches people how to decorate cookies, and they built like a $5 million business teach people how to decorate cookies. Another one did $10 million just teaching people how to use an air fryer to cook. If they can do it, you can, I can. So that's basically it. So the how is just transforming what you know, what you love, who you are, find out the people you need to serve, and then turn it into monetize it with an offer. So that's how we were able to do it. And then the what, like what do me and Phyllis do every single day that make sure that we live this way, that we continue, that we don't lose this, because this is how we want to live for the rest of our life. What we do every day is leveraging people for sure, leveraging processes, and then ultimately we are every day we wake up, one of the key metrics is did we add enough value to the marketplace? Tony Robbins taught us that in life we're equal as souls, right? As people, but we're not equal in the marketplace. Those who add the most value wins. So that's basically it. What we do are three things. We wake up, we add massive value because it is. If you really want to build wealth, you want to build a business that funds and fuels your dream life. One of the key things that you have to do is literally add more value from anybody than anybody else. Because if you really think about wealth creation, the value that you create will equal to the wealth that you actually be able to achieve. The more valuable you are in the marketplace, the more wealthy you actually are. That's it. And then we leverage our team of people to do the things that we're weakest at or the things that we don't want to do. that we don't love, that we just stay in our lane. And then we also leverage processes, AI and technology that can automate. Because we really believe that the only way that you'll be able to live your dream life and have your dream business is through delegation and automation. That's our core belief. So if you're thinking, you're listening to this right now, you're like, wait, yeah, I'm not, no wonder I don't have my dream life. No wonder I don't have my dream business is because I'm not delegating. Oh my God, I'm doing everything all on my own. No wonder I'm so stressed. I'm so overwhelmed. And yeah, everything's manual. It's clunky. It's not automated. Oh my God, no wonder Phyllis and Cease are able to live their dream life, have their dream business because they delegate and automate. So that's what we do to make this particularly happen. And then we also share this framework at our Dream Life Dream Business Challenge. This is a challenge that we run consistently every 2 or 3 weeks because it's for us for now. It's about okay, we were able to achieve this. We started with not believing or not knowing, not having the awareness that a life like this existed for people like us. That's how we started, and then we said, no, it does. It does. We want to live this way. And then third, we're like, how do we do it? And then fourth, we got it, right? So we got it. Now fifth step is how do we share this with the world? We're really passionate about it. Because again, we started, if you follow those 5 steps, we didn't think we had just like we could live this life. And then we said, no, we can. Third, we did something about it. Fourth, we achieved it. And now we want to pass it on to somebody else. We want to share it with as many people as we possibly can. So we run a Dream Life, Dream Business challenge. It's a 5-day challenge where we spend full immersion with you to walk you through your what, your whys, your hows, your wins, this framework of deciding and living your dream life, how to build a business you love, how to leverage a dream team, how to infiltrate the marketplace with your most valuable asset, which is you, and then how to integrate all this together, how to integrate your people, your processes, your product all together so that you can fund, again, and feel your dream like we actually have. Unless you have anything else to add?
I will have another gift for you, but not right now. We're actually about to board our plane. You see that? But on
Yep.
the next video, we'll be sharing with you. I would like to share with you my 3 C's on how I consistently leveling up and what is the framework that I use to get myself more clear. And then how can do I create and how do I communicate with everyone? So stay tuned to that. And going back to you, C's, to
Yeah.
close it out.
Yeah, and it'll be my gift as well. So when she's going to bring up clarity, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to walk you through a framework that will be able to take, again, what you're passionate about, what you love, what you know, so you can turn it into a profession and then help you discover who is the people that you're called to serve so that you can actually turn it into some productive income for yourself. Because that's really the intersection between your passion, your profession, the people you're called to serve, and the production income that you can actually generate. If you can figure out those 4 things, get clarity around that, you'll be able to, again, go where you want, when you want, stay as long as you want, bring as many people as you want as well. The link is below as well. So if you are interested to learn more about our Dream Life Dream Business Challenge, be there live with us. So let's walk you through this framework and what we've actually been able to do so that we can help you and others live this way and run your business. The link is actually below as well. So yes, stay tuned for the next video. Have an amazing rest of the week, guys. Be blessed.
See you soon.